Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Adrian from VORTEX IoT, and I'm here to talk to you about our new product, which we've been developing in the past 2 years with funding from DFT via Innovate UK as part of the Acceleration Innovation in Rail program. And we developed a product which we called Rodeo. And that's railway optical detection of intrusions and obstructions on the rail. Now, why have we gone about developing this particular product and in particular for the infrastructure? Well, it's pretty easy when you look at some of the challenge statements which Network Rail had, and it's pretty easy when you see that lots of the push these days now is towards improvements in punctuality and reliability for better customer experience and customer satisfaction. And with something like 60% of delays, infrastructure related, it seemed like not only an innovative product to bring to the rail market, but also one that we could get tangible benefits from. And more important than anything, and more important to Network Rail, our partners in developing this product, was economic viability, because there are many solutions in the market that claim to be able to detect many things, but invariably the economic viability of them is left somewhat wanting. So we pulled together sort of the combination of LiDAR, artificial intelligence, and wireless mesh to create Rodeo, and based on some bespoke deep learning and 3D point cloud LiDAR, we're able to develop this product. And it's very important, because when you look at some of the challenge statements around the infrastructure and you realize the scale of the infrastructure, then you can see how this product fits into sort of the Network Rail asset management family, because there are well over 150,000 different assets across the Network Rail, of which remote condition monitoring is fitted to about 45,000 assets. So that's just coming up to a third. Okay, now if we're going to make even more punctuality and reliability improvements, then obviously you need the scalability of the product and economic viability of the product with which to push this forward. And you need versatility as well, okay, because there are some 20,000 kilometers of track, 40% of which is electrified, and that's obviously increasing year on year. There are 30,000 bridges and viaducts and 6,000 level crossings. But I remember talking to one of the infrastructure guys at Network Rail, and one of the things he impressed upon me is, whilst we and perhaps the general public have our own sort of very visual view on what a network or what a level crossing looks like, there are multiple types of level crossings, from ones on remote areas where farmers are crossing these crossings and picking up phones or whatever they may be, to public footpaths going across, etc. And it's these, that are often where difficulties or challenges may also lie. And there are some 2,500 train stations. And to manage those 150,000 different assets, there are some 18,000 standards. Now, how do you manage those effectively? And to take the old adage of how do you do more with less? Well, to our mind, it lied in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and sort of a new wave of technology. And that's where Rodeo really comes in. So let me just show you a very short video which helps give you a feel for the product in its deployment as part of its product acceptance process with Network Rail. So the device is very easily fitted. It can be retrofitted to existing infrastructure as well. So here you see some of the guys, they're actually fitting it to the cable trough at an RIDC center. but it could very well have been mounted on these stanchions you see here, or any existing. We detect the obstructions at the edge, and we classify them at the edge, and you just see in the IoT Edge Gateway. And again, those servers can be fitted into existing cabinets, or we deploy our own cabinets as well. But ultimately, it's all about reducing the delays on the trains, really. And one of the things that we're very passionate about is about making the physical digital, to the point where it's in our strapline, our key strapline. But worth actually giving a mention here to Innovate UK and DFT and the Accelerated Innovation Rail Programme, which ourselves on Network Rail have been working with and funded obviously by DFT in developing this programme. And we're very, very proud to have also been part of the 2020 First of a Kind cohort, an exclusive bunch of innovators where a further tranche of funding is given to support the first commercial deployments of the product. And those first commercial deployments for us in the UK, at least, are based around tunnel monitoring, and also working with Transport for Wales, again, who have been extremely supportive of VORTEX. We have a very strong Welsh link to them, so that is obviously very helpful as well, where we are doing some work on trespassing, level crossings, and also detection of people in train stations. So let me show you a bit what that looks like in a short while. But ultimately, what kind of obstructions and intrusions is Rodeo helping us to detect, classify, and then act upon, really? Because that's the three sort of key areas of the product. Okay, it's detecting, and in here you can see we're actually detecting a sheep. Now the sheep isn't anything to do with sort of my Welsh lilt and any jokes that have come from that, but it's more to do with, one of those 18,000 standards which signallers and the likes and infrastructure managers have to contend with. Is, there are rules like, if there are 4 sheep on the line or up to 4 sheep, then the train will carry on regardless. And unfortunately, the 4 sheep become potential victims of their own trespassing. But if there are 5 sheep on the line, then the standards do dictate that the train should come to a halt if it can. All right, very difficult to manage, but through Rodeo, we're able to actually detect that level of obstruction intrusion and then classify it. Okay, so here you see that the 3D point cloud is detecting there is an obstruction, and then that information is passed in near real time to the edge and classified and enhanced, and we can then dictate that it's a single sheep, or it's 4, or it's 6 sheep, or whatever it may be. Okay, and then there are kind of 3 broad areas where we cover, and that's intrusions, obstructions, and then degradation. So intrusions, you're covering trespassing, very topical cable theft, and also suicide attempts, and I'll show you a little bit about that now in the next couple of slides. And then you come to obstructions, and they could be a mix of tree fall, rock fall, debris, sand, or snow. So we've actually got a live project in Saudi Arabia with our partners in the area where we're detecting the buildup of sand. So we get a millimeter accuracy. So this is not a gimmick of a product. This is actually very highly accurate. And then degradation of data. So you got the you can see that the background on this image is scanning the landscape, and then if there are any sudden creep or slow creeps, then we're able to detect that, because through the AI and the machine learning, we can see that the image of what you're scanning is slowly changing. Okay, so there are 3 very broad areas, making the product very versatile. So you're getting a significant amount of data from a single device. And then if you're overlaying this through a whole series of sensor fusion, you may be using our product to give you higher levels of data validity and integrity with things like fiber optic acoustic sensing, or with CCTV. So you augment and go through a whole process of sensor fusion to bring these different data sets together and use one as a trigger for the other, or whatever it may be. But that works extremely effectively as well. So yeah, I'm in Bargoed station in South Wales. It's one of our first commercial deployments we'll be doing with Transport for Wales, as I said earlier. And here we're looking at the train station. So you can see our audio device is now fitted onto the lamppost there. And we're creating the 3D point cloud picture as such. And then that's further enhanced through the classification of what's happening. And you know what we're looking at here is left luggage, and we're trying to reduce the number of false positives or false negatives. And we're also deploying technology that is far more economically viable than some others as well, and giving you quite rich data, and particularly in low light as well. But here you may find we were detecting that the guys at the end of the platform, are they potentially suicide attempts? So again, there's behavioral elements which we can monitor and then send very intelligent alerts from, because we're classifying at the edge. We send very intelligent alerts down the pipe to the control room. And as I said, the product actually works very effectively in low light or dimly lit areas. And here we've got a East Grimston tunnel, and we're effectively going to create like a digital twin of this tunnel. Okay. So detecting if there's buildup of water, the remote condition monitoring of cables, and if there's any changes in the cables, so perhaps some of the ducting or as beginning to wear, and we can detect that in very real time. And here we've also got a fan. We can create a digital twin of that fan, all from the same device. So again, versatility, very important, and one of the very key things that you get as an added benefit or a true benefit from Rodeo. Okay, that's been a scamper through Rodeo, everyone. Thanks for your time this morning. I said I'm Adrian. My contact details are here. Please do come and visit us at our booth as well if there are any follow-up questions, or you want to talk about your use case or have a deeper dive into the product, then very, very happy to do so. And look forward to hearing from you all. We've also got a second talk tomorrow where we talk a little bit more about AI, 5G, and the convergence of those with LiDAR technology as well. So we're very much a specialist in that area of technology and remote condition monitoring, but also in the full end-to-end system. So if any of those ring a bell with you, then please do come to our booth or reach out on those contact details. But thank you very much for your time this morning.